What's up, Leafs fans? Welcome back to another Leafs Nation After Dark. I'm Zack Phillips, and tonight we're going to be breaking down game number 41 of the Toronto Maple Leafs regular season, defeating the Philadelphia Flyers in overtime here tonight. Moving to 4-2, actually, in overtimes this season. An exciting one for this Leafs team. A second night of a back-to-back. You cap this one off. 2 victories here now. Big win against the Bruins last night. Your first line dominates, and then you find a way to grit this one out against a Flyers team who's coming in here hungry tonight. We'll break it all down. We'll be joined by producer Vick here as well to help us talk about... we'll see if he's maybe decided he's going to run things back or walk back his comments about Morgan Rielly and some of the defense, or if he's actually taking credit for the offense that's been generated since he called them out. We'll dig into all of that on the show here tonight, but before we do, it's a presentation of Bet365, proud partner of the Leafs Nation pregame and the Leafs Nation After Dark. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION, NATION, all caps. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Make sure to head on over to Bet365. We'll also recap our best bet from the pregame earlier today and what happened with that one. But with that said, let's bring the man, the myth, the legend himself, the guy that you all thought was not a real person and is in fact a real person, producer Vick. Vic, welcome to the show. How you feeling here tonight after a 2-0 Leafs weekend? Uh-oh. I don't know if your audio's coming out there. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Now?
Check.
There you
1,
go.
2. There
now
we
you're
go.
There you go.
There you go. I should be producing this thing too, I guess. Thank you for having me, Zach. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know before we get started here that I had a chance to go to the game, but I decided not to so I could talk to you instead. So
wow.
That's how much I love you.
Wow. Is that actually real? Did you actually do that?
Yes. Well, the call came in at 6:30. Hey, I got tickets.
Okay.
You want to go? And it's like, I'd already promised you I'd come on. So here we are. Well, someone told me last time I was on too, someone told me I didn't know how to wear my hat. So I fixed that for them too.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Not going to the Leafs game to come here and do the After Dark. That's the kind of commitment we got to respect here. And Drake has fixed his hat to show up to the show here tonight. Leafs win this on 3-2 in overtime. I think the biggest story coming away from tonight is going to be focusing on the defense. Let's start with the one that happened on the negative side of things here tonight, Vic. Jake McCabe sticks up for Dennis Hildeby after Garnet Hathaway runs into him. They go back and forth there. You get in the fight, goes down to the ice, his head kind of hits the ice, gets squished in there, ends up leaving the game. He's got Bambi legs going on. Obvious concern there for Jake McCabe, but I saw people online immediately saying that was a dirty, intentional play by Hathaway. I don't know if you have opinions on it or what went down, or if you think as well like that one was intentional.
I don't know if it was intentional. I mean, we know Hathaway's kind of got a bit of that dirty streak, but what McCabe did to start that was a little dirty in its own right. Like, he was banging the guy's head on the ice. I didn't really love that from McCabe either. I'm a huge supporter. I love Jake McCabe as a player, but I didn't really like that too much. But that kind of gave me John Tavares PTSD, like that lean back when in the Montreal series, that lean back. Oh man, that scared the crap out of me. I don't think that was intentional. That kind of stuff kind of happens here and there. Guys, I mean, 2 big boys. Hathaway's a big boy. I can't believe kudos to McCabe for even going there, but I don't think there was any intent there.
No. I don't think so either. I think it's just an unfortunate play. Stoic Nature there says you smash someone's head into the ground within half a minute. Your head is hitting the ground. What you sow, you reap. I mean, Yeah, he is hitting Hathaway there, getting on top of him. One of the funnier things I heard was during the broadcast in between intermissions. He's like, the biggest mistake McCabe made was letting him
Yeah.
get back up. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. But in that instance, you're saying, okay, let's go. We're gonna square off. But I mean, I just wanted to get that out of the way right away. That happens. I saw people online. They're putting like the Zapruder film, breaking down frame by frame of Garnet Hathaway and McCabe falling to the ice. It's a split second. They're both going down hard. They're going down fast. I don't think there's any intent there. I think it's just an unfortunate incident that takes place. And ultimately, Jake McCabe ends up on the wrong side of that one. It's also tough, too, because he missed 5 games earlier. He got hit in the head with the puck. Comes back. He's been unbelievable this year. Him and Tanev playing together has been an incredible defensive pairing. You want that guy out there. And then he ends up going out. But when he goes out here tonight, Vic, Simon Benoit steps up. This is a guy that you had been a little bit harder on over the last little while. I think a lot of it is just kind of the regression we saw where he had this unbelievable year last year. It's not what we saw last year. It's a different Simon Benoit. I don't think he's been terrible for the most part. He's been pretty steady. He's had some really bad games, but holy shit, did he ever step up in this one tonight?
Yeah, and I do think he's been terrible. So I'll go out and say that. I have not liked his game one bit, but yeah, he turned into Morgan friggin' Rielly today. He was unbelievable. He was hitting everything. He was moving the puck. He was skating. He even had
blocking
that
shots
rush right before he had that rush right before the end of the third there. He was pissed off at himself that he couldn't go higher on the glove side there. I mean, where did that come from? Where has that been? And Zack, you mentioned McCabe and Tanev. Like, that's the scary thing for me. The last time, do you remember that lull that the Leafs had was when McCabe went down last?
Yeah.
The offense slowed down. The defense slowed down. They couldn't figure out the D pairs. They couldn't figure anything out. I'm hoping McCabe is okay, but if Benoit plays like this and it lights a fire under his ass, then we'll take it as a positive as well.
I mean, watching him step up in that situation, it was a guy that I was kind of laughing at knowing you're coming on the show tonight. Because I'm watching and I'm like, okay, we're going to go 5D here now. I have not and I mean, it's stuff we're going to continue to get to throughout the course of the show here tonight, especially specifically with the D. I think they were the biggest story. But yeah, he goes out. McCabe goes out. When he went out previously, as you mentioned, they did go into that lull. So that's a concern. But I'm kind of looking around like, okay, who's next man up? Who's going to respond? How are they going to respond? Did not expect it to be Simon Benoit, but I thought he played an unbelievable game here. He was physical, finishing every check. It was not just like finishing checks though, it was big punishing checks, which is it's not necessary, but it makes an impact. It gives some life to the team when, I said it off the open. It's a second night of a back-to-back and you're playing a Flyers team that's been waiting. They're rested. They're pissed off because of the result of their last game. Like, they're coming in here ready for you, ready to bring the intensity, and you found a way to kind of get through it, and you battled through the injury. You battled through having Dennis Hildeby in net there. So kudos to Simon Benoit. Kudos to the D stepping up without him in there. But with that said, Vic, the other thing here with the D has been the story was, I think it was 16 games without a goal from the defense. You come on the show, I think it was on the Tuesday on New Year's Eve, and you're like, we need scoring from the defense. This drought is it's too long. They score last night. You get a defensive goal last night from none other than Jake McCabe. And then you get not one, but two here tonight. The Oliver Ekman-Larsson one is one of the most absurd goals I've seen. He skating in and just pokes it like this. And then when they do the replay from basically like ice level, it's sliding under the blocker, basically, of Fedotov. And then the other one is Morgan Rielly, OT winner. Are you taking credit for the defense and this this surge of offense that we're seeing from them over the last couple of games?
I started the narrative for sure. I was the first one to say it, and here we are. Look at that. What is that? Three goals in the last 2 games, and from 3 different guys. So that's good too. That's a big thing too. Is 3 different guys. It's not all coming from Morgan Rielly, for example, as we would have expected. So it's coming from everywhere. And I'm not going to take credit for it, but I do want to ask you something. So it feels like the narrative started to shift with this. Like, everyone's noticing it. Obviously, no goals in a calendar month for the decor. So I believe Berube was quoted as saying, "Hey, I want them to take a little more chances. I do want them to take more chances. Like, I don't want to hold them back." And then you see the game like we saw yesterday where they allow 4 in quick succession to the Bruins.
Hmm.
And so it's like, where's the balance here? Like, I do want them to score, yes, but I don't want to change that playoff style defense that they had been playing. And I don't want to open it up too much. So there is a fine line there. So what do you think? Do you want to see this a little bit more freewheeling, which is what we saw with the Keefe era, or do you want them to sit back a little bit? Because I don't know
No,
what I want. I don't know what I want.
I would rather they build it out from the back up, and then the offense finds a way to come. And it doesn't have to be scoring 4, 5, 6 a night, but if you can find ways to limit the other team's opportunities to shut them down defensively, I do believe that over time, the other aspects of the game, the scoring will come when you have talent like this on your roster. Like it's not like you're building out like the New York Islanders. I mean, call it what it is with the Islanders there. They basically every year are like, okay, we've got unreal goaltending. We're going to shut things down defensively with our actual D group. And then you look up to their forward groups and they build it out as this defensive minded team. That's great and all. And then you get to the playoffs and you play this boring, slow style of hockey. They don't have anyone to score goals. Like they just don't. So then they struggle and they can't beat anybody. This Leafs team, at least right now here, Vic, they've got the guys, and this is the first time I've seen them have to like start to buy into this taxing, demanding defensive system. And I don't know, I think that just has more opportunity to have success in the playoffs. Like, don't you think that shutdown style of defense, like, let's take the offense out, like, not even included in this conversation. Do you not think that defensive style of play, defensive prioritization is more suitable for playoff success?
Absolutely. And look where they are in the standings. So it looks like it's working in
Right.
the regular season as well, right? Like you are getting the goaltending and you are playing more of a structured style defensively. I did want to see a little more offense from the back end, but I don't need to see it from a guy like Simon Benoit, for example, who, I mean, he showed it off in spades today. Kudos to him, but I don't want him going end to end every night. I would rather him stay in his role. If Morgan wants to take a chance or two, then I believe in him, and I would like to see that a little bit more. Morgan specifically, he's the one for me where I want to see offense. The other guys, I don't really care as much. I would like to see more from Morgan, just because it's more of the role he's in, right? We talked about it last time. $7.5 million. He's on PP1. He's not scoring any goals. He's not doing much offensively. And then we talked about maybe acquiring a guy to be the power play specialist here, or power play quarterback. Then what do you do there? You diminish his role even further. Like he's already playing third or fourth most minutes on any given night, and you can't reduce his role even further and bring in a different guy to run that PP. So I just want to see him get some confidence, and hopefully that OT winner will bring some of that out.
Yeah, the other point to this too is like I saw comments in the chat like, "Oh, Zach's being positive here tonight." Yeah, I am. You went 2-0, and this is the second night of a back-to-back. This is it's not. It's the second night of a back-to-back. It's Dennis Hildeby and net, who I think will be a good goaltender, but he has shown some struggles here early on, like with this Leafs team this season. So some of that's probably just adjusting to the NHL level, maybe some mental
Even that
maturity.
first goal, man, that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, like it wasn't the prettiest game from Hildeby here tonight. Let's call it what it is. There are things that were concerning about this one, but you got away and you won it. Like you won last night against Boston in a pretty fun win, and then tonight against the Flyers, not such a fun game, but also like Vic, how many times in the past? Not even this is a thing too. Like, people come in here and be like, "Oh, it's a different team. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" and stuff. They get mad at me because I'm like referring to like, oh, the team in the years past. Well, it's not just last year. It's years of these things building up. How many times did it's like, oh, we're going to OT, write this one off. We lost. You know, like we've got some of the most skilled players in the world, but we're watching it and it's like overtime, we're going to lose this one because they just find ways to do stupid things. 4-2 in overtime this year. Like that's another positive I'm willing to take away from this.
I honestly didn't even realize that. That's actually crazy news. Yeah, they were terrible 3-on-3. One positive is that David Kampf isn't starting these anymore, I guess. So that's
Yeah.
that's good. That's one more hat tip to our good friend Craig Berube, because
Yeah.
Keith loved that camp start. But yeah, lost the draw there, and then willed their way, got the puck back, and then Willie Nylander. I'm sorry to bring this up, but again, I think he had his worst game in 6 years tonight. He was
Yes.
awful. He was
Yeah.
awful. And that overtime play, again, I think Matthews flipped the puck to him at the blue line, and he just lost the battle in the corner there. And again, Philly gets the puck back, and back in they come. I don't know. I know we're being positive here, but Zach, I'm going to open that up to you. That wheelie game.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that, and it's the one that I was going to kind of look at on the one goal there, because you were talking about Rielly, and I hope he gets confidence. The kind of final point I wanted to even throw on there was, I said to you before we started the show, honestly, one of the things that I had taken note of tonight was Morgan Rielly, another bad game.
Yeah.
You score the OT winner there, and you kind of propel this team like with offensively, where it's like, okay, the D-man can score, you can get involved, and seeing him get off the schneid makes things feel a little bit better, and maybe in our minds, we can kind of start to look forward and say, hey, you know what? Moving forward, it won't be that bad. As you said, the confidence, it could be inspired, and in the next game, it won't be that bad. But he didn't play that great here tonight either. Like, no. That goal that was scored, it starts with William Nylander going to retrieve the puck on the wall. I don't know what the hell happened, if his brain just shut off or what, but he tries to retrieve the puck. It just goes right past him. Goes up, the Flyers keep it in the zone, and then as they're coming downhill towards the Leafs net, it's Morgan Rielly who just completely loses Scott Laughton. It's like a 3-on-2 collapsing on your crease. You've got your guy there, like the third guy is over on the other side. Your defense partner has the guy in the middle. You're supposed to have Laughton, and he just turns and like looks up ice, and Laughton goes in behind him. The puck goes across, and Laughton scores. It's like, as long as you just stayed alongside of him there, you could have had that one, probably prevented it from going in. But he doesn't play that great. It does go, obviously, in a more positive note because he closes it out. But yeah, this is the other thing of like some of the negativity here tonight. William Nylander, this is what, 6 games now without a goal. But one thing I would point out to people here as well in all of this, and it's unfortunate, is there are guys who will go on slumps. And you could tell, okay, they're doing the right things. It'll come. It'll be there. He's not right now. Like, he's playing really, really poorly right now, Vic. This is bad hockey from William Nylander. This is the first time I feel like we've seen him kind of in this zone of like letting this build up over a couple of games since, like a couple of years. Like, that was one thing he started to shake out of his game, was having it be okay, he would have a bad game, he would have 2 bad games, but then he's out of it, and he would stop that right away. This is the first time. This has been like 5 or 6 games here during this slump that William Nylander has kind of let his play deteriorate here as well. It's not just not finding the back of the net.
Yeah, and we saw it for last year, I think it was the first time we kind of saw a consistent like 82 games when he had when he wasn't scoring, he wasn't playing poorly. He was still involved in the action, and he was a huge detriment to the Leafs tonight. He was the puck bouncing all over the place. He got that lucky chance there when Pacioretty threw that huge hit, gets that break too there, and you can kind of just, and he bobbles in front of the net. That's just something we don't see from the guy. I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt here. I want to let ease off on him because he's been so damn good for a year and a half now, a season and a half, but it's just not working for him. Hopefully Berube can light another fire under another player's ass, because he seems to be really freaking good at it, but it's just not working for him. I don't know what it is. We saw success with Tavares and Pacioretty earlier on in the season too. Now he's back with those guys too, and it just doesn't seem to be clicking for him right now. He's playing 2 minutes on every power play. I know the Leafs don't get very many of those, and when they do, they're not very good. But he's getting all these opportunities. He's being double shifted here and there.
Yeah,
Berube's trying, but nothing seems to be working.
I think he will be fine. Ultimately, this is one of those ones where it's like, I think it's going to be okay. I'm not really panicked about it, but we are doing game reactions. Like, we're talking about these one game at a time. This is another game here tonight where William Nylander was awful. Like, honestly, William Nylander was awful, given especially the standards that he set for himself. He was terrible here tonight. He looked off. You got to call it out for what it is. He was not good. Yeah, obviously, this is a guy that I look at as one of my favorite players, especially come playoff time, because of how much he steps up. But right now, Vic, it's not there. It's not there.
Yeah, and I love sometimes I see in the comments like, oh, who cares? We're first in the Atlantic. Oh, who cares? Give them. Oh, you guys are always negative. We're always finding something to bitch about. It's like, that's literally, we're just breaking down one game, and we got to tell you the positives, and we got to tell you the negatives. Yeah. And he was a big time fucking negative tonight.
I want to get to some stuff from the chat here as well. Have you noticed on YouTube the AI chat summary? Have you taken a look at some of those? Okay, so this is something I've been pulling up, and usually they're pretty spot on. This one today is nuts, okay? Listen to this. Viewers are discussing last night's hockey game and praising goaltender Ilya Samsonov, in brackets, nicknamed Hildeby. Some viewers are critical of starting goaltender Matt Murray and suggest it's time to give Samsonov more playing time.
What? Have you been following the chat? Is that what's going on? Are people talking about Samsonov?
No, I'm watching the chat. This is not what's happening. People were talking about Hildeby, but that was not what's happening.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that was an interesting chat summary here tonight. One thing as well here, as we get to it in the chat, that I want to bring up on the show tonight, and if people are just new to the channel, or if you're finding us or you forgot about it, whatever it may be, we do have a very cool initiative here on the show this year, and that would be a super chat charity partner, and that would be Sick Kids Hospital. Very, very cool initiative that we're running this year. If you want to make sure your question or comment gets on the show, hit us with a super chat. Proceeds from our super chat will go to Sick Kids, Canada's first children's hospital and a top research intensive children's hospital in Canada and third in the world. How do you buy super chat? Well, you click on the $ within a live chat. The live chat must be visible. You select one of the following: a super sticker or a super chat. And then to select an amount, you just drag the slider or type your desired amount. You click buy and send. I did notice this, Vic, for the first time. You can set a goal in the chat there, and I put 10 super chats here tonight. Remember, proceeds going to Sick Kids. Like, I'm not being greedy on these things. It's going to a good cause for people. We do have a couple of super chats, so I want to get to those. First one here. So Sangnam, suspend Marchand 3 games for the McCabe injury.
I love it. It's like anytime someone gets hit dirty, everyone on
suspend
my timeline is suspend Kadri. Yeah, I love it. Suspend Marchand for whatever. I don't care.
We have another one here. Robert Smith. What am I buying here? No more money for these rotten kids. Smiley face. Robert sends one every single time with a message for the kids there as well. Thank you, Robert, for the super chat. And last one, Kevin. Loved Rielly getting the overtime winner. Awesome show, Kevin. Thank you very much. And yes, Morgan Rielly getting the overtime winner was pretty great, especially considering I don't think he had a very good night here tonight.
Yeah.
But
raise his trade value, right, Zack?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's have that conversation.
I'm kidding, chat. Don't kill me.
We also have an angry Flyers fan in the chat here, Don Pareco. We may have lost the game, but we knocked your players smooth out. Leafs are soft boys, no fighters on the team.
I mean, we do have one, but he doesn't fight anymore.
0 fights.
Yeah, we have a fighter. He just doesn't fight anymore. And that guy's just mad that Stolarz is a Leaf and not a Flyer anymore.
That's true. Actually, you know what? Can I ask you this? Because yesterday I put out a video and I was like, the reason I made me think of this, because the video I put out on Twitter, I was like, talking about the lineup. Someone, Brad C, tweeted at me, I think me, Nick, and Rosie, or me and Rosie, or whatever, and was like, hey, why is this happening? Why is Matthews playing here tonight? And why is Reeves not in the lineup against the Bruins? And basically, my point with Reeves is just like, it's just confusing because he plays against the Islanders in a game that the chat told me, oh, the Islanders don't have anybody to fight, like that would fight Reeves. That's why he didn't fight. So whatever, he doesn't play. He plays in that game, no one to fight. Then the Bruins, it's a game where, yeah, it's going to be physical. You have opportunities with guys over there who will fight, like Zadorov. Look down the lineup. Even you're going to get some other guys on the back end who will go lower down in the lineup. Like there's guys there, Trent Frederick, that will go. Whatever. But The other point that I made in the video, Vic, was I was talking about Matthews, and so I had people like dunking on me after, being like, "Oh, what an idiot," after the game last night. My whole point was like, I just don't understand rushing him back, especially given the comments of like, I don't know that I'll get back to health. Craig Berube talks last night after the game about his minutes, and he's like, yeah, we're going to have to manage his minutes until he's back to full health. And I'm like, he's playing.
Yeah.
The point was not that he won't be a good player in these games, or that he's not impactful, or that he like can't play or whatever, or he won't help the team. It's like, why are we risking injury? Am I nuts for saying like I was confused that they would bring him back? Like, I thought you should have just even left him out for another week, 2 weeks. Like, who the fuck cares?
To be honest with you, I was completely shocked that he was in the lineup on Saturday. And then I was actually a little shocked that he was playing today. I thought they might
rest him on a back-to-back.
Rest him on the back-to-back. Yeah. Like, because that was a heavy game. He was throwing the body yesterday. He looked amazing yesterday.
Good for him.
Not so much today. He was a little bit slower. I mean, he was fine. I'm not knocking his game today, but yesterday he really, really popped. He looked like he was amped up for that Bruins team.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest with you, I was completely shocked that he played at all this weekend. Yeah. Back to back. Why not just wait until Tuesday and get him back in? You have it's so easy to just rest him 2 more nights and then bring him back. But I guess he looked ready. So I guess that's fine, but
yeah,
I was scared. I'm not gonna lie.
I just need some like validation for the take yesterday. I looked at it and I'm like, look, he's gonna make an impact. I have no doubt about that. He's an unbelievable player. Before he even left for the injury, like he didn't look that great, and he was still point per game or whatever it was. It's like, yeah, he's unbelievable, but I don't know. My whole thing was just about protecting the player and caring more about the playoffs than the regular season. But I don't know. I just wanted to know where you were at on it.
Zach, who missed Matthews more? The fans in the chat and yourself, or Matthew Nyes?
Matthew Nyes.
Who missed him more? Because I missed him a lot, but I think Matthew Nyes must have been like, holy crap, I'm playing with 34 again.
100%.
My goodness. It's like a world of difference when he's playing with that guy.
Well, also Matthew Nyes, like, okay, let me think about the best way to say this, and you tell me if this is wrong, but Matthew Nyes is not the player Austin Matthews is. He's not that. Let's make that very clear as I go to make this next statement.
I know where you're going with this, though.
They play similar styles of hockey. Like, they approach every shift very similarly. Nyes just takes a more physical approach to it, but the skating, the forecheck, how they play in the defensive zone, how heavy they are down below the goal lines, even just the way they look and skate, it's very similar. And I think that for a period of time there, when he's bouncing around these lines and playing with guys, you're going with different pieces that are going to be alongside of you, where it's like Nylander plays this style where it does not matter who his wingers are. You know, like he can do it and produce and put up points if it's John Tavares and Pacioretty or Marner, Matthews, Nylander, Nyes, not Nylander, or Pontus fucking Holmberg and Max Domi and David Kampf. Like, he can find ways to do it no matter what. Like, he'll do it. I don't think he's like, I'm a complimentary piece. I'll help you with this guy, and I can make Matthew Nyes better. Like, Nylander just plays, and he's better. So when those lines change, and it's now all of a sudden Pacioretty, Tavares, and Marner, like that kind of stuff going on. When Nyes is there, like, he's kind of just fighting for himself when he's playing alongside Nylander, if that makes sense. When he's playing with Matthews, there is this connection of these two guys who can kind of take over a game or a shift because they are both kind of doing the same things, and it's building off each other and connecting with each other that way, where it's like, I'm going to go in hard on the forecheck. I'm a big, heavy guy. You're a big, heavy guy. I flip the puck in. You go win the battle. You flip the puck in. I go win the battle. And they can both kind of do that and complement each other. And then the other point of it would just be that Austin Matthews draws a lot of attention.
Yep.
He draws a lot of fucking eyes to him every time he's doing anything. He crosses the blue line. Everyone's got to be like, where's the guy who scored 70 goals last year? And that kind of frees things up for other guys. And, oh, by the way, it doesn't hurt that the other winger is Mitch Marner, another guy who's drawing attention there. So, yeah, I think Matthew Nyes is probably a lot happier than all of us that Austin Matthews back in this lineup.
Yeah, it's crazy how much knowing where the other guy is going to be will help your game.
Yeah.
I feel like Matthews kind of took him under his wing because you're absolutely right. They look exactly the same. They skate the same. They hold the same left-handed. They're both going there the same way. And I think they skated a lot together in this offseason.
Yes.
Nye seems to be like modeling his game around Matthews. Obviously, he's not nearly at the same level. They're different in their approaches, but they know where the other guy's going to be. And playing with Nylander, like you said it, Nylander is going to get his, but I don't even think Nylander knows what he's going to do on any given shift. So how the heck would Nyes know, right? So it's like Nylander's kind of got the puck on his stick, and I think he's freewheeling out there. He doesn't have a set thing that he likes to do. He does whatever the defense is doing. But
Yep.
Matthews is always below the goal line, in front of the net, below the goal line, in front of the net. He's easier to play with. You know where to stand, just stand there, and the puck will come to you.
Yeah, I agree. We got a couple of super chats here, and by the way, Vic, I don't know if you've got it on or watching it. U.S. Finland OT right now. They're a minute and a half into OT in the gold medal game. You got a prediction?
Oh, I hit the plus 230, plus
Okay.
235. So I'm rooting for Finland.
Okay. 2-on-1, 3-on-2 Americans. Oh, pass broken up. Okay. Back to it here. We got a couple of super chats I want to get to, and we'll answer some of these questions, talk about what you guys are talking about in the chat. I do want to read through some stuff and also see if there's anything else that was sticking out to you from this game tonight, Vic. But let's get to the super chats. Okay, another super chat here from So Sangnam. So Sangnam, thank you for the super chat. He says, Toronto is the biggest team in the league, but don't play nasty until pushed. But we saw they can't be pushed around. Remember earlier Florida and Tampa Bay games. Would you agree? Because I don't know that I actually do agree that they don't play nasty until pushed around. I think that guys like McCabe and Pacioretty and Nyes, Lorentz are very capable of kind of bringing that Ekman-Larsson, bringing that without it having to be prompted by the other team. Like, I feel like they are very capable of starting it themselves.
Yeah, there's always one or two shifts here and there where you're kind of in a lull, and then Max Pacioretty out of nowhere blows somebody up. I think they have a guy on each line that does it.
Yeah.
And I will add one more thing, Zach. When you try to force that, you get those Domi idiotic elbowing penalties in the third period. That's him trying, like, oh, Pacioretty's, let's get involved physically, and I'm going to try to force the issue here. He goes jumping at somebody's head for absolutely no reason. The dumbest penalty. Luckily, the Leafs killed that one off. But that's what happens when you try to force something like that.
Yeah. That was beyond stupid, by the way. Like, that Domi penalty was so stupid. And on top of that, it starts with, like, you're on a rush, breaking down the wall, or not the wall, like, actually even closer to, you're kind of in between, like, the hash on the wall and the center dot, and you leg kick, drop pass to the high slot to absolutely nobody. There was no one there. And then to follow this up, as the Flyers are trying to now break out of the zone, he wheels over, chases him down, and throws an elbow to the head of Hathaway.
Yep.
And then turns around. If, let's say, by the grace of God, you got by and didn't get a call on that one, which obviously you did get called. But if somehow you got lucky enough, he turns around and cross-checks him in the face. What the fuck are we doing? Like, we don't need to force things like this, especially that third line is playing so well right now. Like, what is with the why is the frustration boiling over like that?
Yeah, they've been playing amazing hockey, and the only thing you could do there, Domi, is hurt yourself in Craig Berube's eyes, because he trusts that line more than any other line. That's the one line he hasn't changed in the last 6-7 games.
Yeah, longer.
Yeah,
I think.
like they've got a good run here, and if you want to keep that going and you want to stay in his good books, you can't do dumb shit like that. He's supposed to be the veteran on that line. Like, it's Robertson and McMahon. They're looking to you for the leadership there. You can't be doing dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
And hopefully he gets an earful for it. I'm sure he knows what he did, and he's probably hearing it from his boys too. Like, he can't be doing stuff like that. But hopefully he takes that shit out of the game, because that's nonsense. And then again, I'll go back to the earlier point. Don't force your big heavy game on the outcome here. Just let it come. It'll come naturally. If someone pushes, you punch him in the face. That's it.
Also, timing. Like,
yeah,
okay, second period, yeah, it's still really stupid, but okay, it is like, it is what it is. We can get away with this one. They kill it off. It's fine, but it's third period tie game.
Yeah.
Second night of a back-to-back. You fought to be in this position here right now. Why? Like, why? Why send the team to the penalty kill?
And I had absolutely nothing going all night. Like, the Flyers kind of out-leafed the Leafs tonight. Like, that was a frustrating game to watch. There was no space, no open ice, nothing. Tortorella has those guys buzzing. If they had a goalie in there, man, they could be scary. But yeah, they out-leafed the Leafs tonight, and Domi giving them an opportunity there to put the Flyers ahead is just so stupid.
Mind-blowing, honestly, in that situation.
There's no other way to put it. It was just so
it was
stupid.
Watching that happen in real time was like did his brain shut off in that moment? Honestly, like, to have that happen there was shocking. I could not believe that was the decision he made. And at first I thought it was like, okay, maybe he just accidentally got, like, when I watched it fast, it was like, okay, he went over to make the hit. You kind of see him go high, but I'm like, okay, maybe I missed something here. And then he turns around and gets in a little sparring match.
Do you think it was because it was Hathaway?
Yes, I think that was an element of it.
And then a frustration on top of it for the stupid turnover beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, it probably didn't help, but no matter what, there's no excuse for that. That was ridiculous. The chat here asking, what is the betting lines on Reeves fighting Hathaway on Tuesday? Because the Leafs do play the Flyers again.
Can I field this one?
Yeah, go.
I don't think Reeves plays again for a long time.
Yeah. The fourth line was buzzing here tonight.
Yeah, Dewar, Camp, Reeves. I love it. Dewar, Camp, Lorentz.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Reeves. I love that line. They were buzzing. They got a goal today.
The OEL poked that goal.
Yeah, the OEL. I mean, but they worked for that, man. They worked for that. They got it off the rush. Lorentz has been buzzing a little bit here. I kind of criticized them on the last post-game show I did with you and Nikki.
Yeah.
But again, he leads the team in hits. He's coming back. He's playing well. And I feel like he likes scoring. Like, once he scored that goal, I feel like the buzz around him grew again, and he loved that as a hometown kid.
Yeah.
And I think he wants that to continue.
I don't have a box built out for this, unfortunately, with two men, but
I'm scared.
I'm gonna throw this across. I don't know if you were able to see it here, but I look over at Money Puck today, and I was looking right now and looking at this game, the expected goals chart and expected goals percentage. Jake McCabe was number 1 on the Maple Leafs there before he left the game. He was at, good thing it blocks it off. Okay, can't tell what percentage. I think he's like 90s there. Steven Lorentz, second, 79.78% expected goals. Connor Dewar, third on the Maple Leafs here tonight. David Kampf a little bit lower down, 40%. But, yeah.
I think he gets the shit end of the stick sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Kampf. He gets like the D zone. He gets bad matchups sometimes. But yeah, seeing Kampf and Dewar up there, Dewar and Lorentz up there, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dewar can't buy one. I feel for the guy. He's had so many opportunities and he just can't seem to bury, but it's coming. I feel like that's a floodgates type of thing too.
Yeah, he's gonna get one and then it's just gonna open up for him and things will look a little bit less tense as the Americans score here, Vic.
Got it. Sorry,
I don't know. I missed it. I'm just seeing them in the celebration right now, and they're cutting to the Finns, heads down.
Morning cup of hockey is gonna suck tomorrow.
Yeah, those guys are going to be fired up. I don't know. I'll tell you who scored the goal when it comes up. But yeah, they're just showing the celebrations right now. Okay, couple more super chats here that we've got to get to. Thank you to So Sangnam there. But yeah, I mean, in terms of being pushed around or whatever, they don't get pushed around. And the other point of it would be, I think that more often than not now we're actually seeing them start stuff. Like I do think that they're right from the jump imposing their will on other teams, and I think that's something that we're seeing out of this group that's different than before. So that's also a nice little thing to throw in there as well. But another super chat. Max Entius Decimus on this super chat. Max, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Max says, after Postal Strike, I finally got my new card. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to get that there, Max. But Max says, glad to see Vick making you all cheery tonight after a win. Nylander has been so lazy. LOL. Go Leafs. Go. I don't know. I guess the chat was expecting me to be all pissed off, and they think that. And I mean, it is good to see your face, Vic. It does make me happy on here.
I'm smiling, man. 4 points in 2 games on the weekend. I'll take it every time.
I'm just seeing this American goal. Oh, breakaway. I don't know who this is.
Was it shootout or was it OT?
No, it was OT. Stiga, Zeev Bayam, Buyam, with just a nasty saucer pass through.
Sorry, I have it on my phone on the floor because when it's on the table, it vibrates and it makes
mine
noise.
Just vibrated.
Yeah. So I have it on the floor beside me here.
Okay. Yes, I am happy about this one here tonight. Also, Vic, we do hit 50 likes on the stream here, so we'll hit that. If we do get to 10 super chats on here, I set a goal. I didn't know you could do that, but I set a goal. If you get to 10 super chats that get sent in, we'll do smiling salts even if we don't hit the 100 likes. So you send those in and we'll get to those. But thanks for liking the stream. Subscribe here, Leafs Nation 401 right here on YouTube, whether it's Leafs Nation After Dark, if it's game previews, if it's morning take, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's all here on this channel. This is the one place you need to be for Leafs news. No other channels, no other networks, nothing like that. Right here. No other post-game shows, none of that. This is the only content you need to be seeing about the Leafs, so make sure to subscribe here. But thanks for liking the stream. Let's get to the smalling salts. Oh, there you go.
I got nothing to sniff here, so
I'll get you some. I'll send some salts over.
Okay. You're talking about salts, right? Yeah. Okay, that's me too. That's what I was talking about.
Okay. Let's go here through a couple of things. Let's go through some of the final segments. We won't make this one a long one here tonight. I think that this is kind of like glad you got a win night. There was a couple big talking points. Nylander not playing that well, as Vic and I had kind of talked about earlier in the show. The defense, who was the biggest factor in all of this, and Dennis Hildeby also, by the way, after that stinker he let in at the beginning that you brought up, Vic, he was pretty good the rest of the way. Dennis Hildeby was pretty good the rest of the way. Okay, let's get to our first segment here, the play of the game. Play of the game tonight here, Vic, for me. I don't know why the screen goes black for as long as it does on that, but it doesn't matter. What do you got for your play of the game? Is there one that was sticking out to you here tonight?
Okay, the play of the game is Morgan Rielly scoring the overtime winner, 100%. However, again, you know me, I like to go a little bit off the path. So honorable mention, I'm going with the Hildeby double save there in the first period. I believe he stopped Forrester on the first one. I don't remember who the glove save was on, but Robertson, bad change.
Yeah.
Nylander doesn't back check, and Hildeby really, he made that the save, the puck went out front again, and he made the glove save, the second save. And I really, really think that settled him in. If the Flyers get another one there, I really think that's a backbreaker, and we're looking at a completely different game. The Leafs ended up taking the lead after that, so kudos to Hildeby. He bounced back, so I'm going to give him the honorable mention there. But, yeah, Rielly is the play of the game.
Chad also pointing out there the Hildeby double save. I kind of wanted to go hero mode here, Vic, and give play of the game to Pacioretty for that monster hit that drew 4 flyers. It's like it's a clean hit in the corner that all of a sudden has 4 flyers. It would have been play of the game if Nylander could find his hands on that one and bury, because
I got one more too.
Okay. So I was just like, if he scores on that one, going in hard on the forecheck, absolutely fucking leveling a guy with a clean hit and blowing him up, and then drawing, I think it was 3 flyers, like literally 3 flyers, just abandon the play, abandon the puck to go over and try to fight him. Nylander gets alone in front. That would have been play of the game if he did score. It's going to be an honorable mention. It's not going to end up being play of the game. I think I'm going to go play of the game Matthew Knies on the first goal of the game. The reason is because carries over the momentum from last night, could have easily had a 3-goal, 5-point night, and then kind of, mail it in here tonight, and not being on the score sheet, not gotten involved too much offensively, and we're all look at it and we're like, okay, we just forget about it. And he didn't let that be the case. He played awesome again here tonight. He was very physically imposing. I thought that he was all over the ice for this Leafs team. I noticed him on a lot of different shifts out there. And then he scores that goal, and it's like, it's just doing all the right things, right? Like, that's what his role should be here on this line. You go in there, you force a turnover, you make that happen, and then after the fact, you go right to the front of the net, the shot comes through, a rebound pops out, and you're able to bury because you're in the right place. You're doing the right things. And that's where he's been over the last couple of games, and he's just right there to be able to capitalize on these opportunities. It's just sign of like him being willing to do the right stuff, him being willing to do the little things that are going to benefit him personally, his personal stats, and his line and the team as a whole. So that one for me is gonna be my play of the game, just because it's just like all the little things that you say, the simple things, the right things, clicking to come together for that goal.
I love it. I'm actually, that wasn't even on my radar, but I love it because it was 30 seconds after that stinker Hildeby allowed, and then bam, you get a fresh game, momentum swing. You don't let the game get away from you. I do want to add one more thing here, Zach.
Okay.
And it's only because you said if Nylander scored, if he scored, that Pacioretty play is the play of the game.
Yeah.
How about if Mitch Marner scored that shorty?
Yeah, the bit through the legs.
That would have been play of the year, I think. That was insane. Just cutting through. And it was on the stupid Domi penalty. So I feel like that it kind of gave the PK a little boost too. Like the fans started to go, the crowd, the building got loud for the first time in like a couple periods. They had nothing to cheer about, and he kind of got them off their feet. So kudos to Mitch for that. I wish he buried that. Our group chat didn't like that very much. I love that. That was awesome.
I don't know why that was such an issue with that play. I mean, it was pretty electric. It's a penalty kill, wheels around, protects it within their own blue line, gets out, goes up the ice. Frost is hounding all over him. He makes the move at the blue line, drives past, and then as Frost closes down on him, he goes through the legs, through Frost's stick, and gets the shot off. Like, thought it was a creative play. Yeah, obviously, maybe you'd like a better scoring chance or from a better spot or whatever, but like, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, to get a shot on goal from there, he had no lane to the front of the net. I'd rather him try that and put a puck on net rather than circle around behind the net, which is what we've kind of been used to from Marner in the past. So I like that. He's tried that move a couple times recently here.
Yeah.
I think he did it did he do it against Boston as well? Or was it the game before?
I think it was game before.
He keeps trying to do that between the legs thing. So hopefully it works for him one of these days, because that was sick. That was awesome.
6 1/3, Zack, Knies fanboy. Yes, I am a Knies fanboy. I'm not going to lie. He says, which we can answer here, Vic. Knies 15 goals at halfway. Will he get 30 plus?
Yes.
Yes? I think he will too. I mean, think about this stretch here where he lost Matthews again, is bouncing around lines. Also, I don't want to do the conversation tonight because it's driving me fucking nuts.
I know.
The boys are just going to talk about it. If the power play finds a way to score, like, if they stop being the most pathetic group I've ever watched in my entire life, watching them every time they go out there, like, it actually drives me nuts. But I'm not going to dig into the power play here tonight. Just the point being, if they find a way to not be this pathetic, guess who's going to start getting more points and goals? The guy who's standing net front on the first power play unit. Like, he's going to capitalize. And that's an offensive thing that this team is just lacking. Like, they just don't have right now. And it's an area where it's like every single one of these guys could elevate all their points and goals, assists, whatever, if that power play works. Like, you have $50 million on the power play and you can't fucking score goals. Anyways.
I will say this. If that power play is going to take a step forward, I believe that Matthew Knies is going to be the reason why.
I agree. But power play.
Power play.
Yeah. I can't do it. I hope Nick and Rosie talk about it themselves.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't.
There's
nothing else to say, man. There's nothing else to say. Simplify the goddamn thing. Put the fucking puck on the net and crash and bang. We've said it for 100 friggin' years.
Yeah. Okay. But I do think he gets 30. Let's get to here our best bet, which did not go so well for me, Vic. Unfortunately, this is now, I think I'm at 7 losses in a row and we're trending in the wrong direction. Our best bet segment is brought to you by Bet365, proud partner of Leafs Nation pregame and Leafs Nation after dark. Open an account Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION, NATION, all caps. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. My best bet tonight, Vic, is my play of the game animation is now just randomly going off. There you go. It's out of there. Sorry, everyone. My best bet tonight was Austin Matthews anytime goal. No good. I also separately bet myself Nylander anytime goal here tonight, thinking it's going to stop at some point. He's going to get off the stride. That line's going to get rocking. Did not happen. Not a great night for us there from a betting perspective. That is, in fact, 7 straight losses. So tough to see here. Austin Matthews anytime goal. That's 3/4 of a unit that goes down the drain, plus 110, and it does bring us on the season to now down 2.2 units. So, I mean, we are 41 games in. I think it's been 45 best bets that we've given out, and over 45 best bets, we're only down 2.2 units, which I will take. It is a little bit difficult. You got to find something in every game, but that was the best bet tonight. Was there anything you had tonight, Vic? You can victory lap if you had something go well.
No, you and Willie are on the same downward spiral here. So
yeah, I know. I'm on the same. Literally, you know what the problem is too here? I'm in the same freezer. What? He hasn't scored. Oh, he hasn't scored in 6. Did he score against the Jets? 6. Or was tonight 7? Anyways,
I think it was 7.
Okay, so tonight was 7.
I thought it was 6. Yeah. Okay. I think you're in the same downward spiral.
So then I'm on the same track here as him because I've lost the last 7. And you know what? One of the worst parts is here. I'm looking at this right now. I have 3 Nylander anytime goal scores in that slide. So maybe that's a huge issue with it. And I said to the chat last night, one of the things that was happen and Stoic Nature they're pointing out as well. I last night was like this close to giving out Matthews anytime goal and went, no, I don't think I'll do it. Like, I don't know what the minute restrictions will be. I don't know if they're gonna put him out there. Like, I don't know.
Moving. You don't know anything, right?
Nothing. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that because this is also one of those ones. I think about it. I'm like, what if it loses and I'm gonna give it out and the chat's gonna come here after and be like, you're an idiot. Like, why would you have done that? We all knew that this is gonna be the case. So I said, no, not gonna do it. I go to William Nylander anytime goal for last night. We know how that one ends up. So, yeah, I got to just go with my gut on that. But went with Matthews tonight. Did not pay off. And I have Mike Batson. Zach, you should try the blindfold method. No, I don't think I'll be doing that. Yeah.
I actually was feeling a little frisky. So I hit the Austin Matthews hat trick at plus 35. So I tried something outside the box and I had Finland money line because I thought the value was there, and they had a 3-1 lead, and they pooped it away.
Yeah,
so that's okay.
Yeah. What else do we got here? I'm trying to see what else we have in the chat as we go to wrap up. If you need betting advice, DM me. Maxentius, DM me. Okay. Then tell me what else. People are saying we need help on the power play. So a big guy to go in the front. What else? What else? What
We
else?
have a big guy in front. We have
Oh,
that.
okay. Here, Benjamin Knight. This is the one thing I wanted to get to. I was trying to find this. Where's all the Rielly haters from last night? There's one thing I want to say here, Vic.
Yeah.
Cool the fuck off on that. Yes, he scored a goal. I'm happy about that. And let's see what he does on Tuesday against the Flyers here again. And if he can continue this forward, he still did not play well again here tonight. He was -2 going into that overtime. Like, this was not a game to hang your hat on for Morgan Rielly and say, what a night, what a way to get yourself back in the positive here. Like, what a way to turn this around. No. You scored the OT winner. That was awesome. The Scott Laughton goal was William Nylander's fault to start with, but that's his guy that he just completely loses. He has looked a step off on everything. He has not been contributing offensively. Take tonight's goal, the goal itself, this was one goal that happened aside. He has not been contributing offensively. It was happening here again tonight through the first 60 minutes of play. I'm happy he scored the goal. He did not play well leading up to that goal. I hope what Vic said earlier is right and what continues and what happens moving forward, where he gets confidence from this and is able to like parlay this into something positive for himself. And he's going to take on a more important role here, especially with Jake McCabe going out of the lineup. So you expect even more that he's going to have to step up, and hopefully he can get it going. But he's not been good, Vic. He's not been good, and I don't think he was good tonight other than that goal.
All that goal is an exhale for him. I don't think he thinks he played. I don't think he thinks he played well today. I think that all that was like, oh, finally I can go into the locker room and feel like I contributed to a victory
100%.
For this team. I know it's like a little stupid thing, but I hope he gets the belt, and I hope that gives him a little bit more confidence as well. You feel like the room like rallies around those guys. And that's literally all it is. The monkey's off his back now. Hopefully it loosens him up. Hopefully he can find his game again. Because I love the guy. I've loved him his entire career. He's had a bad one, though. He's had a bad year, though.
Don Perico is just going off in the chat right now. Leafs scared of those hands.
Whose hands?
I don't know, but he's having himself a time. I don't know. Don, get it.
Flyers fan?
Yeah,
is
this
that
is the Flyers fan. Yeah.
Well, we'll see you on Tuesday after another dub.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared of those. What? The other thing, one more thing here before we get to our grade of the game. You guys send yours in the chat. Vic, start to get yours ready. But you want to talk about good things happening for this Leafs team and for us at the Leafs Nation. 2 wins this weekend for the Leafs. A win against the Bruins and a win tonight against the Flyers. Well, we're going to roll that all the way into March after the Four Nations when the Leafs Nation crew heads out to Nashville. This is not your average trip. This is the Nation vacation. We're taking it to Music City from March 20th to 23rd. We're packing our jerseys and heading to Nashville to watch Toronto take on Nashville in their own barn. We're talking hockey action, honky-tonk vibes, and the kind of memories that only come when you roll deep with the Nation crew. Flight packages, we've got them. You want to handle your own travel, we've got non-flight options too. Whatever works for you, just get yourself there because this can be electric. Make sure to head on over to nationgear.ca. That's nationgear.ca. Nashville awaits. See you there. Vic, you got any promises for anything that'll happen in Nashville?
I will have several cocktails.
Okay.
That's all I'm promising. several.
I'm excited to go. I've
Are
never
you bringing
been.
smelling salts with you? I think you have to, don't you?
I think I have to, yeah. But I mean, I'm scared about what's going to happen in flying with these things.
Okay,
It's just a bottle of white powder.
Maybe maybe we'll get some there. I think you're probably not.
Yeah, might have to order it to the hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to our grade of the game here now, and we'll wrap this thing up. Vic, I'll let you start. What do you got for your grade of the game here tonight?
I'm going with a solid B. Just a B. I thought they were all right. I thought they got outplayed for the most part. Didn't love... I don't know. There's nothing I really loved. I liked a few things, but I didn't love any part of this game. It was a bit of a slog. It was boring. Hildeby was good after the first goal, but again,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change my grade based on Hildeby's play. That kind of I feel like the goalie's graded completely separately from the rest of the team when you're judging on a grade of the game. So I mean, he was great, but yeah, no one else really stuck out to me. So solid B.
I think I'm copying you on this one. I think it was a B. This is kind of just a game you got through. It was the second night
Yep.
of a back-to-back. I thought you played well enough. Like, you were in it. I mean, pull up the deserve to win a meter. It's basically a coin flip here tonight. It ended up being a coin flip. You went to OT and you scored on a rush. Like,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
For your grade of the game. Had Philly won the game, what would your grade of the game be?
Probably like a B minus. I wouldn't have changed too much.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wouldn't have changed for me all that much either. They didn't allow too much dangerous, but they weren't getting anything dangerous either. So yeah, pretty similar for me.
It was kind of an even game. I didn't really like the start. The first line obviously almost gets scored on. I think it was the first line almost got scored on, or the second line first shift started. That's how it was. Almost got scored on right away, and it was like, what the fuck are we doing? And they're trapped in their own zone. I'm like, oh, this thing is going to be ugly. Especially, okay, we're going to have the built-in excuse of tired legs. Hildeby's going to let a soft one in. We're going to get lit up, and this thing's going to get out of control. Sunday night, the building gets quiet, all the built-in excuses here. And I'm like, it's going to be ugly, but...
It's crazy how little of that we've seen this year, though. No?
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy.
It's the word I don't want to say, but... different.
Is it just coaching? Is that it? Like, it's crazy how few times this season you can say, well, they just don't have it today. Park it, and we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, it happens.
Started winning these now.
Yeah. Well, how many times too have we looked at like the deserve to win a meter after, and they got smoked on the deserve to win a meter, and they still won the game?
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean,
that's not normal. Like, this is a team who wins the deserve to win a meter and loses the game.
Yeah, correct.
And then when they lose to the deserve to win a meter, they also lose the game.
Yeah. So yeah, it's different. We whisper that now. We can't say that out loud.
Yeah, that's the one I'm scared to say out loud. But no, I mean, the way that they played, it's like, yeah, I probably would have been a B minus. Like, it's like, it wasn't that pretty of a game. Wasn't like that. It didn't feel like you were like generating like crazy or anything like that. So it was like, not like you could walk away from this one and be like, wow, they played so amazing, and then they just kind of ended up in a 3-2 OT win. Like, no, this is kind of just a back and forth, like a little bit of a slog fest on the second night of a back-to-back. It's a B. Happy with the win. Loss probably would have been a B minus, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Is there any final thoughts from yourself there, Vic, before we wrap this thing up?
Just curious who you think plays with Tanev on Tuesday.
I didn't really think about that.
You think they go OEL back there? Because I thought him playing with Benoit kind of got Benoit going. Ekman Larson, that is.
Yeah. I wonder if they put Timmins with Tanev. I know that's two right-handed shots, but my thinking is like... Actually, you know what I wonder if they could do here? They still have Matt Benning, right?
I don't. Do they? I thought they waived him, didn't they?
I thought he cleared.
I don't know. Yeah, they might still have him. Let's do some quick math here. Yeah, while you're looking that up, so
yeah, they've got him.
You think we see him? Because they called up Rafai, right, when they put Matthews on waivers.
Oh, yeah, on IR.
On IR, correct.
I think that they did. The thing is, though, like, this with the chat, this is the problem. This is why I didn't go with Rielly, and I was going to say that. And it's like, you have to remember here how these pairings then end up balancing out after the fact, right?
Correct.
Okay, put Rielly with Tanev. Who the fuck plays with Fleet Myers?
Yeah, your second. So then you have Benoit,
That's
Myers,
scary.
Oliver Ekman Larson, and Timmins, maybe.
Right. So that's
why
I'm like
Benoit, Timmins, and Ekman Larson, Myers. Oh, I don't.
I'd rather Ekman Larson, Tanev.
They need another D man. I'm sorry to say, they need somebody else.
They do need another guy. Like, they could use like a Shen Edmondson. I'm throwing the name out because of the style of player, not because he's available, but like that kind of guy to come in here and fill this thing out.
Someone like that.
Where is that guy? Yeah, but I don't know.
Someone
it's
like
interesting.
That. All right,
who do you think they
threw you on the spot like that, but
no,
yeah, I think they'll go Ekman, Larson, Tanev, and they'll do Benoit, Timmins, and Rielly. Keep Rielly with Myers.
Yeah, Benoit did play unreal here tonight, so hopefully he can carry that over Tuesday. But yeah, there you go. That'll do it for us here on the show tonight, Vic. I appreciate it as always. Look forward to having you back on here again. As for the show tonight, this has been game number 41 of the Toronto Maple Leafs regular season, winning this one 3-2 in overtime over the Philadelphia Flyers, moving to 26-13-2 on the season. 17-7 at home too, Vic. 17-7 at home. Very different than last year where it was like they could only win on the road and they stunk at home. Flip-flop here this season. Very good start to the season for this Leafs team at the halfway point here. 26-13-2. Great stuff from these guys with another overtime victory. 4-2 in overtimes this year as well. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe on your way out. I will be back for another Leafs Nation After Dark on Tuesday following the game against, the Philadelphia Flyers yet again. You close out the first half against the Flyers and you start the second half against the Flyers. I'll see you guys all then. Thanks, Vic. As always, appreciate it. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Keep believing. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos, make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.